Hotep, Hotep, Maat and Maakheru Amen here. And today we're going to talk a little bit about from trolling to tribute. Okay. And, one of the things that I'm looking to do here is to really show and explain how um, the womb evolution program works, or womb evolution just in general works, and the shift of consciousness that happens, when you are focused on truly evolving into the full functionality of the feminine system. So, one of the things that I hear a lot about, and I get calls and people telling me things, and people stealing their stuff, and I came up with that first, and all of that, and so I've even noticed it with some of the things that I have put out. So, so what do you do with this? Well, we can handle it one way, the way that we have handled it in the past, by being catty and going back and forth, and dragging people's names through the mud and all that stuff. And so that's one way to handle it. But what is the actual outcome of that? What is the purpose of doing that, except to um, call out the individual that has, or individuals or organization, whomever it is, that has been using your information, or even a portion of your information, and presenting it as if it was their own. And so the solution to this really is a universal solution. So it's by recognizing, I love to use this analogy. This is an analogy that I've been using a lot lately. Um, you know, this way, it is not a personal thing. It's not something where, you point their finger and say, this person did this and that person did this or whatever. Just use universal consciousness when you are looking at things, and how the universe works, how nature works. Okay, so if we just look at, how does the sun interact with the earth? Okay, so the sun just does its thing, right? It is shining all day and all night. As we know, it's the earth that moves. Okay, not the sun. The sun does have some movement, but it's not rotating around the earth. It's not coming up and coming down. There's no sunrise and there is no sunset. Okay, there is earth rotation. Earth up, earth down. Okay, and so uh so but so the sun is shining all the time, and not just on earth, on all of the planets in this solar system. Okay, and it's doing it relentlessly. Okay, so it is not looking at the earth and saying, look, earth, why don't I'm always doing this stuff for you. Why don't you how come you're not telling Venus how well I support you? Because without me, you wouldn't be able to sustain life and allow all of the planets to grow, and all of the people, and all of these things, and you wouldn't be able to do all of the things that you do if it wasn't for me. Okay, so no, does the earth um you know uh go back and start telling all the planets what the sun is doing to it, or what it received from it? No. However, the other thing that it's not doing, it is not deciding, well, the sun is doper than me, so I'm going to stop being the earth, and I'm going to be the sun, and I'm going to act like, I was always the sun. And what it does, I do. Me too. You know? No, it is a very delicate system. Everything feeds into the other. Everybody plays their role and their position. Is the sun greater than the earth? Is the earth greater than the sun? No, it's just everybody has its own function. Neither one of them, the sun doesn't look now at the earth and say, well, dang, the earth gets to sustain life and people. I'm too hot to do that, but I want to do that now. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm the earth. And I was always earth. I wasn't no sun. Shoot. That ain't what I do. Whatever. No, everybody plays their position. Everybody stays within their function. And so we all have our positions to play here. It's not about one being greater than the other. It's not about providing, receiving something and then one, not acknowledging where you received it, and then two, pretending as if you were the source of it. Okay, the earth does not do that. It takes from the sun and it does what it needs to do, but it does not pretend like it was the sun. And the sun does not pretend like it's the earth. So I think you get the gist of what I'm saying here. You get the analogy of how we work. And so, I'm calling this video From Trolling to Tribute. And the reason why we're in this situation is because a lot of us that are up and coming now in this generation, let's be honest and let's talk about our legacies. Not There are probably very few of us that are so-called womb workers or anybody who works with women and feminist systems and things like that who has not, one, either read Sacred Woman or Heal Thyself or even trained with Queen Afua directly. I know I did. I went and I got Sacred Woman training. Okay. And then, or how many of us have gone and OD'd on, Phil Valentine videos, Dr. Jewel Pookrum. Okay, well, she's my mentor now. So, but prior, before having a mentor or mentee relationship with her, I was looking at all them old videos just like everybody else and getting the 7 circuits of the brain and vitamins and minerals from A to Z. Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett. That's, I know I was looking at all those old videos. And so, let's be honest with what we have done. These people have come before us. Okay. Now, a lot of them actually had to do actual research to get their information. Ashua Kwesi, Runoko Rashidi, and those guys, they actually they travel around the world. They pay people off to take them into the secret rooms where they have, the hidden information, and they take pictures of things that they don't want the general public to see. And so what do? We go, I know I've purchased the videos. Don't just watch them on YouTube. I've actually purchased the videos and look at those videos. And then what do? We incorporate that into our own teachings. We talk about, the Black Madonna, and this is what they have in these libraries, and this is what they have in those libraries. And sometimes we say it just like that, right? We leave out that we saw it in the Ashua Kwesi video. We leave out that we saw it when we went to a presentation with Runoko Rashidi. We leave out that the reason why we dress the way we do, why we don't wear pants anymore and things like that, is because we took Sacred Woman training with Queen Afua. We leave out while we're talking about and teaching about the 7 circuits of the brain that, we watched that DVD, Dr. Jewel's DVD, over and over again. We leave out that we read Dr. Africa's book on nutrition. And that's how we know what we know about this. So they actually are our legacy. And they actually are the people who did actual research. So that's like them being the sun. You know what I'm saying? They were the sun, and then they come and they shine this light on us. And what we do is we sustain the light that they gave us by going into our own practices and helping sustain other life forms. Because what's going to happen if we keep going through this cycle and we don't recognize the universal cycle that's happening, we're going to feel the same way in 20 years. Okay, we're going to feel the same way in 10 years or 5 years or whatever when we start seeing our stuff duplicated and say, hey, it's okay to use it, but can you say you went through the womb evolution program? Can you say that you read the book? Just recognizing the legacy. That's all. And then what happens is that just kind of allows it to flow. And so no one's left feeling like someone, like you took from the sun and didn't give back. Now the earth doesn't have to give back to the sun, right? Remember, I said that. Earth don't have to give back to the sun. There is no exchange going on there. However, the earth would be out of order and out of alignment for the earth to take all of the light that it receives from the sun and then decide that it's the sun, or it didn't even get it from the sun in the first place. I got it from me. I'm the sun and I'm the sun and the earth. I get light from myself, and I sustain all this growth and this nourishment myself. And so that's how we have been acting. And so technically we're all trollers. Okay, we have all trolled. We're all guilty. I'm guilty. I do my best to make sure I name my sources. I do my best. And yeah, I have my own thing. I do. I have my own thing. However, I have been trained and taught, and I have received from those who came before me. I did not go and do research on all of the gateways in Sacred Woman, but I did take the class. Okay, now I don't teach that. I'm not saying that I go now and I teach it and I pretend like I didn't learn it from Queen Afua. However, some of the things that I have incorporated come from my teachers. They come from being in the Sacred Woman class and realizing, maybe I don't want to wear pants anymore, or I'll just wear pants that have that flow a certain way or whatever. I can say that. I have a long-term mentor who has been with me for years. As a matter of fact, she's the one who sent me to Queen Afua to get Sacred Woman training. And I just took the weekend training. I didn't go for extensive training. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of us, every one of us, almost all of us have done that. You know what I'm saying? So my mentor, Moot Anuket, she's the one who gave me my name. And she is also one who I've received lots and lots of light from over 10 years and have used her as a template for how I like to present myself as a feminine being. I received that from her. Now, yeah, did I just go and duplicate what she doesn't know? Because I'm not able to do. I'm not able to duplicate that. But I received a lot of training and attention from her. Right now, I'm receiving a lot of training and attention from Dr. Jewel Pookrum. Now, does that mean that I don't come up with anything myself? No, absolutely. I have my own thing. I have seen things that my teachers, those two in particular have pushed me. They have really, really pushed me to get out of me what they knew was always there. And, I've come up with some pretty exciting things. And but they were my inspiration. They are the suns that are shining, that are, allowing me to nurture my own thing. Okay. So it prompted me to do this video, because there's just a lot of this going on in the community. It's a lot of us talking about, oh, this person used to come to my classes and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And, we're not thinking about the classes that we attended. And we're not thinking about the people who have mentored and trained us. And we're not thinking about how we piece together a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And we don't say these names enough to give them the right to their own legacy. Okay, we don't say the names of the sons, okay, that are nourishing us, because what's going to happen is we are being sons to others. Okay, there's somebody's listening to me right now saying, oh man, my eye is dropping, and I'm going to make sure I mention that, the next time I give my workshop. Okay, somebody's saying that. Somebody watching this right now, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And that's perfectly fine. Because again, what I understand and what I realize when I just, look at, how the cosmos works, there is no communication unless, I'm not saying I know everything, but what I'm saying is that the earth is not giving back anything to the sun. The sun is just doing its job. The earth is just doing its job. But the thing that they do not do is come out of alignment and not be who they are. They do not come out of alignment and say, now I'm the sun, now I'm the earth. And because they jealous of each other's position. No, they just play their role. They just play their position. Okay. And so this is something that we have to understand. And I do, again, I would like to just acknowledge, the legacy that, and I think that all of us up and coming practitioners, all of us up and coming, healers, whatever we call ourselves, with everything that we're doing, let's give some. We are also going to be, we might be earths right now receiving sunlight from our mentors and everything, but there are those coming up behind us and we're their sons. Okay, we are shining light on them. Everyone that's taken any of your classes, your courses, listening to your videos, your followers, you are being the sun. You are providing light to them. Okay. And so how would you like them to acknowledge you? Now, I might not, again, if we're using the example, they don't necessarily need to acknowledge you. However, they need to, play their part, not pretend like they the sun. Okay. They didn't get it from you. They didn't nourish everything by themselves. Okay. They didn't. So don't play the sun role. Play your role. Do what you receive. And so, let's take this time to acknowledge those who came before us, those who we have trolled, and then now give them tribute. So I've said a few names. I'm going to start again, especially with my long-term mentor, Moot Anuket, who named me, who has been like a mother, and a teacher to me for years, for at least 10 years. Dr. Jewel Pookrum, who is now my mentor and teacher, and who has really pushed me to the edge and continues to push me to the edge, whether I like it or not. Her and Moot, they both, man, I tell you. And they have really, they are the source of a lot of the inspiration for the things that you hear me say and speak now. I have also, again, like I said, I have taken Queen of Fools training, the initial Sacred Woman training. That was one of the things I did about 10. I did it's about 10 years ago. So yeah, maybe I forget to mention it, but this is very important to me now because I realized when I saw some things that were being promoted, and I was like, oh no, you can't promote that, because it's not complete information. Okay, and now I hear my teachers and what they were saying before, like people, I hear them now, and you really, the important thing is that the people get the information and they shift, because that's what we really want. It's not the notoriety, it's not the fame, it's not the fortune. Really, the issue here is that we are sustaining the life force and we are always evolving, and we're helping to evolve our people, because this, in a minute, this issue ain't gonna matter. It's not gonna matter anymore. Okay, because we're not evolving, we're not changing. And so we are all here on the same mission within whatever purpose we have to shift this, to shift our folks into who they actually are. That's really what we all want. Okay, but we don't have to claw and fall over each other and forget where the sunlight came from, while we're doing it. So I said those three. I said Queen. I said Grateful. I've listened to, I don't know, many Bobby Hemmett videos. I have OD'd on those. Also, let's see. Those are pretty much my primary four. Some Phil Valentine, Dr. Phil Valentine. Early on, Ashua Kwesi, I bought like the whole set of DVDs when I was pregnant with my first child. I mean, I'm surprised he can't just quote everything. And every time Ashua Kwesi showed up when I was living in California, I was there. So I bought the whole series of DVDs from Ashua Kwesi. So these are some of the influences. I hope I didn't forget anyone, but that's my tribute. And so I'm not trolling anymore. I'll say that, I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back, because I do think I do a pretty good job of acknowledging if I hear something or I quote something from somebody, of some of those people that have influenced me. I do give them credit for, that influence. But I want to be the first to stand out and say, I want to move myself from trolling to tribute. And this is what I'm talking about in particular, when we are moving from, we are evolving ourselves. This is a womb evolution. So no more cattiness, no more clawing at each other or what for what? Why are we doing this? Okay, the solar system, the universe is endless. Okay, there's always room. There is not one planet that does the same thing that the other planet does. There's room for all of us. All of us have a place and a function. So let's get this evolution on. And again, I encourage you to promote your own tribute, and own up to being a troll, and then and then give tribute, and let's move on. All right, Hotep.